if I was a novice and I had to decide whether to go back to school or if I could go ahead and get these IT certifications and then understand that this is just what the job is asking for, Security Plus, then yeah, that's the easy answer. I would. What's going on, Tech Fam? It is Just My Tech Sense, and I am Will Does Tech, and I am joined by my co-host,
Johnny Tech. What up, Tech Fam?
Johnny Tech. So today we're going to be talking about IT certifications versus your 4-year degree and whether or not you should spend more time trying to get your IT certification or try and get your degree. So there's a lot of talk on the internet about, degrees being somewhat of a scam. Whether or not you should spend, 4 years of getting a degree, and then by the time you get that degree, maybe that technology is obsolete, or because technology moves so fast that, again, it has very small relevance in the marketplace versus, spending maybe 6 months to 8 months, maybe sometimes, a month just to get, so say a Security Plus
Right.
or your CCNA or another entry-level certification. So
Right.
I'm interested, Johnny, in what your viewpoint is on, IT certifications versus, computer science degree or something like that.
I'm gonna say go to college, right? I
Okay.
think that when you're going to college, that's gonna set you apart. So, do I think the knowledge you're gonna gain from college is gonna be well over what you're gonna do from getting certifications? Not per se, but going to college is going to put you at another level when you're applying for your jobs. I think the degree does hold value there. So even if you're getting, especially when you're getting a STEM degree, you're like you're saying, your cybersecurity, your computer science, information technology degrees, those degrees are going to look good on your resume. And then while going to school, if you need to make sure you're going to the right programs. So you want to go somewhere where maybe you get a lot of hands-on and
Right.
but we switch over to certifications, I definitely think that certifications are more geared to the job. They're giving you the details that are directly for the industry at that time, at that moment. So I would say go to college because, for getting a job.
Yeah.
But you can be working on certifications while you're in college.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think really it depends, right? I think for the sake of management, you'll see a lot of degrees needed if you want to be a supervisor or be in a management position. It's kind of one of those gatekeeper things that, again, may have no relevance to the position, but they just want you to have that degree. So I think from that standpoint, yes. I think also depending on the area or the part of the industry that you go into, whether it's, coding or software engineer or something like that, a degree is probably better just because you get 4 years of learning that. And I understand that, some of the classes may just be, general studies or, something that's not applicable to, say computer science. But at the same time, you have an instructor there for at least a semester that you can talk things through.
Right,
you
right.
have classmates that you can bounce ideas off of versus like when it comes to certifications, again, it's a multiple choice thing.
Right.
And when I think about some of these job descriptions out there and some of the things that they're looking for when you're trying to apply for a job, and let's say you have a CISSP, right? And they're calling for a Security Plus, and this is really namely to the government space. The contract may say that you need a Security Plus, but you have a CISSP.
Right.
Now, you and I know that a CISSP is much more challenging than a Security Plus, but the contract says you need Security Plus. So
Right.
from that regard, it feels like a check the block type thing because, again, Security Plus is not necessarily going to teach you the day-to-day things that you need to know about what SIM tool you're going to be using. It'll teach you about it'll tell you about what a SIM is, but it will not teach you the hands-on how to get after, whether you're using Splunk or whatever SIM tool.
Right. So, and I think so those are some of your advantages. If you go to college, only if you get into the right program. That's why I keep stressing, going to a college, you have to do your research and making sure you're going to the right school that has a program where you're going to get that hands-on experience, because you can where college, the downfall is if you get into a program or you can get the degree, but they might be all theory.
Yeah.
And then when you're talking theory, it's not going to help you at all.
Yeah.
So that's where the certifications are. Most of the certifications are not based on theory. It's based on literally getting there and getting the jobs.
Yeah. See, I disagree with that.
Disagree?
I disagree.
Why would you say
I just
that?
feel like a lot of the certifications are theory based. Like the predominance of certifications are theory based.
Okay.
Right. And I think there are some that challenge you beyond that theory. And I would only say, right, so technically CSSP is a theory based certification. However, in order to get it, right, you have to have that experience, right, to draw off of based on the questions that they ask you.
So I hear what you're saying, but so when I'm speaking of college in theory, I would even go back and say like it's more. I've had courses where they're asking me questions like I'm talking about cryptography, and they're saying like, oh yeah, man, it started back in the 19 so and so. I'm like, that has no bearing.
But
on
you get that in CSSP.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't have CSSP yet.
Yeah. So the history is there. You know, again, it's not, that is what you get with CSSP. And again, it's not talking about how do you implement it. It's talking about what's the strongest, encryption. It talks about, just different technology, MD5, all this other stuff. Right. But again, it's not teaching you, it's not giving you the hands-on. There are some certifications that do, but I feel like that's the minority, right? So maybe TCM Academy.
So you're getting, like with TCM Academy, I'm going through that, and it is giving you hands-on scenarios where you're basically diving in and you're doing tasks. So like I have Net Plus, I have Security Plus, Splunk. So Splunk, that is definitely, it's not so much hands-on certification, but you need to know, the questions are geared toward knowing how to use the tool. So I would say that is knowing. So comparing that to something for degree wise, like I'm writing a paper about different type of cryptography out there. But like if I go on to a job, they're like, man, can you use this? Can you take the knowledge you have and use it? Or can you just tell me who created it? And I don't think that's as important. So that's something that where I kind of see the divide. I mean, and I'll go back to saying that Security Plus, to me, there are things in there like as far as just the terms, the different type of malware out there. So of course, you can, that is theory based, but you can still go into the job and then you understand the language that's being spoken. You understand like, okay, maybe they're not showing, maybe on Security Plus, I'm not actually going through and really having to dive into logs but me knowing the ports, me understanding how they work, I already understand that. So some college programs, they don't dive that deep into that material, I believe.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, you don't know, right? And I don't know either because there are multiple, degrees out there and, different programs from different schools. So we truly don't know, what it is. And then you got boot camps, right? So we're talking, I know we're just talking, your degree or your IT certification, but then you also have boot camps. Right. So I think, again, as you said, you have to find the right, whatever it is, whether it's degree, boot camp, or certification, because one of the certifications that I think about when it comes to hands-on, I'm going through GCIH on demand. So, sometimes SANS, they have, different ways of taking their class. One way is with the 5-day course where they have, a live instructor come out and teach you. And then you can also do the 4-month boot camp. And that one is on demand, so you can get on their different labs, use different virtual machines, and then you can actually, go through and filter through like anomalous traffic, and you're actually getting hands-on as an incident handler. So from that standpoint, I think, SANS certs are, a great investment. With that said, SANS certs cost around $10,000 for the course and then for the voucher. So it's not necessarily, the most affordable. But when you're in the government, the military or, DA civilian, you can get the government to pay for it sometimes.
So let's do another comparison to get a full breakdown of the certifications, right? So in my experience, I went through a lot of college courses that were great courses, and or even like you do a comparison with boot camps, right? So let's say you're doing a SANS boot camp, and the amount of information Are you able to grasp all that information within the amount of time that these boot camps are going on?
When it comes to, sans GCIH, could I, if I were beyond a cybersecurity manager and actually doing analyst work on the day to day, then yes. I mean, because again, you're using Linux and you're running different Linux commands, whether that's grep or get or, all these other Linux commands. If you can understand that from start to finish, then you can always go back and rinse and repeat the different tutorials. So again, it's 4 months. He's got to make the time.
Right.
So I think it is something to it, but we're talking about certifications because some of the job requirements out there call for different certifications, and I think the ones that a lot of these jobs call for are just theory based. Mm-hmm. Right now, I give CSSP just because of what it is. That's one that I understand why a job would want you to have that, because again, you truly ISC squared, or now known as ISC 2, they kind of vet the candidate for the company, because in order to be a CISSP or a CISP, you have to have 5 years of experience in the 8 domains.
So if you're, let's just say, let's do it this way. You have a 4-year degree, but it's in finance, right?
Yep.
And you're looking to switch over into cybersecurity. Do you go back to school or go get a master? Do you go back to school, get a master's in cyber, or get a bachelor's in cybersecurity, or would you take the time and just say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and dive into these cyber certifications? What do you think is more helpful to land you a job?
Yeah, I think I would go back and do certifications. Mm-hmm. Right, I think that would be my initial. And I think, again, if I was going into software engineering, something that, well, again, everything's out there now.
Right.
Everything truly is out there. Like, there are a lot of courses on Udemy. I don't think I would go back to school if I finished my degree, right? Because, again, a lot of these companies they would like you to have a STEM degree. Mm-hmm. I'd probably go for my master's, then go back for a bachelor's. So getting a master's in like cybersecurity. If I was trying to climb that ladder, because I do know that is something that is usually a requirement in order to continue to climb that ladder and upskill. Right. So that'd be something that I look at. But if I was a novice and I had to decide whether to go back to school, or if I could go ahead and get these IT certifications and then understand that this is just what the job is asking for, Security Plus, then that's the easy answer. I would go ahead and get the certification. Right.
And in that scenario, I think I would definitely do the same thing. I would go get the certifications, because you have the degree. You're going to check the box there, like having a degree. But I think, let's say if you're starting fresh, you're younger, and you're fresh out of high school.
You ain't gotta be younger. Why you gotta be younger?
Well, because as an adult, you just got more responsibilities. Maybe college take more of your time than you would like, so.
Yeah, but so that's even more reason to go ahead and get certifications.
Right.
If you're older.
Yeah, so that's why I'm changing the scenario. If you're older, you might want to just hurry up and dive into those, because you can still get your master's, maybe do it online, and it's still the material there. And as you're studying for the certifications, they should coincide with some of your master courses. But if you have the time, I think that college is going to be great for you to build other skills as well.
Yeah.
So when you're in college, you're building your communication skills. You're learning about other theories that could be helpful.
Great points.
Moving into whatever career field you choose. So we're talking about cyber. So there's other things you're going to learn in college that's going to help you. So I think college overall is great.
Yeah.
In general, but I think when you just want the direct knowledge, you want to learn how to be a cyber analyst today, and you need those skills right now. Yeah. I think the certifications are better geared for that. But as overall, I think I would probably choose college, and then still get those certifications later on. Or if I'm taking a class and I find a certification if I'm taking a networking class, let me look at the networking certification to see what coincides, see if I can get both. See, they don't tell you that while you're in school, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, those are valid points in regards to what, what things that college can actually do for you versus a certification. Because really, when you're doing certifications, you're going at it alone versus, again, being around like-minded people in college. you're also building your network.
Exactly.
Right. And that's something that you're not doing with certifications. But I would say there's a cost to that. And my thing is, would I rather be under this, large amount of student loan debt, saying I don't have, the scholarships or whatever. Right. Would I rather have that student loan debt, or would I rather go ahead and get these certifications?
If you start diving into student loans,
well, that's what it takes, right?
So that's a whole nother beast.
That's what it takes, right? I mean, again, you're going to college. You have to understand that more than likely, unless you're a scholarship or you're an ROTC, which is another scholarship, unless you're a scholarship and you're coming out of pocket, you're gonna be in debt for a long time versus going the other route. So which one?
Yeah, that's like I said, that's a whole nother beast. You start talking about
you got to talk about it.
Start talking about student loans and paying for. Is it worth it? I mean, like I said, that's another story. If we just talk about apples to apples,
if you're trying to be a doctor, then yeah, I mean, because where else you going to get that knowledge at, right? But
and I think that's what kills with cyber. Yeah, because you can go on YouTube and learn a lot.
Yeah,
sometimes I've seen people that's taken courses and they was like, my course was YouTube. My professor was like, watch my videos that I create on YouTube.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, well, I could have seen this for free.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I've gone to a boot camp where they named the special guest, and because it was virtual, right? It was the instructor sent us a link to a YouTube page, right? And so this is a special guest. It's like, no, it's a YouTube video. What you talking about?
I'm telling you, man. So that's like I said, man. That's a whole nother topic. Yeah. And so we need to touch on that as well. Like, it's college in general, but. If I feel like we're just doing a breakdown as an overall, I still would choose college because I think it's going to check a lot of boxes for you.
Right.
It's going to put you for like when you want to get into those management roles. Sometimes you're going to need it. You may not even get looked at for some of them roles without a degree, no matter how much experience you have. Like they're going to want that degree there, but they're going to want some certifications as well. But I feel like it's harder to go back and get the degrees because you can always be studying for certs and picking those up.
Yeah.
So
I would say that if I was switching, it didn't matter the age. If I was switching, I'd go for the certifications first, and then I would work within the job and see if my employer would pay for the education.
Right.
If they got some kind of tuition assistance or whatever it is, or join the military, whatever it is, I would try and figure out how to not incur that college, that student loan debt, because that's the biggest thing to me is that's not anything that I've ever wanted. And I just refuse to take that on. So my thing would be, okay, learn A+, right? Not get A+, but learn A+, learn Network Plus, potentially get CCNA or Network Plus, definitely get Security Plus, just because it's that gold standard that these employers are looking to have. You possess, and then from there get on the job, grind, do my damn thing, and then try and get my employer to pay for again, whether it's more certifications, whether it's college education, masters, whatever it is. That would be my thing, and again, my justification would be to help the business, right, grow me so I can grow you.
Thanks.
So what's your opinion on IT certifications? I know we didn't touch base on boot camps, and that's a thing, but in this conversation, we were just talking about IT certifications versus a degree. Would you rather go to a 4-year college and get a degree, or do you think it's just smarter to go ahead and get your Security Plus and then go to a job and try and figure it out from there? We're interested in what you have to say, so leave a comment below. We'll be doing more topics like this, so please hit the like button, subscribe if you want to hear more. So we appreciate you listening and taking the time to, comment, and we'll talk to y'all later.
All right, guys. See you later.
Peace.